I'm Olivia Marsaud. I'm running a gallery in Dakar named Le Manège. It's the French Institute Contemporary Art Gallery in Senegal. And I was lucky enough to be part of this great adventure of the Galerie du 19e first international step who took place in Dakar in Senegal. Following the show Métiers who took place in December, La Maison CHANEL decided to make a greater encounter with the cultural scene of Dakar and also with all the savoir-faire, the heritage we have in Senegal. And we are here in Le 19e, la Galerie du 19e in Paris, in Aubervilliers. This fantastic place gathered more than 600 artisans who work for the 10 Maisons d'Art under the flag of Chanel now. And it was very important for us, for all the curators who work on the exhibition, to really build bridges between Aubervilliers and this place and the place in Dakar. So that's how we decided to put together artists, but also artisans. So this exhibition is collective and also multidisciplinary. We wanted to mix really old savoir-faire that we can find in Senegal and also in France, and contemporary art. For us, it was very interesting. And we're going to do a short tour together. So I'm particularly pleased that this performance and performative installation is welcoming the audience here in the gallery. Magnitude, this installation is composed of two looms which share the same warp here. So it means that as they weave, the looms come closer and closer together until they form a single fabric. Fatim and Johanna, both artisans and artists, they created one fabric in Dakar and they reinstalled everything for the performance here in Paris. Asuka Yamashita, the artistic director of Maison Montex, created this immersive installation for the Festival de Hier last year. And the idea was to create a collaboration between Maison Montex and Kurtiosan. Kurtiosan is a cultural center, cultural space in Dakar. We have here the handmade Senegalese panel. They work with a stylist first and he chooses the shape. He chooses the jean here that we have, because we have a lot of jeans coming from the containers from Europe. He chooses also the symbols here. It's a symbol of Bogolan, which is a dyeing technique from West Africa. Unfortunately, we have a lot of plastic bags in the street of Dakar, and so they iron them and they put it here. And what you see here is embroidery also, and it was the first time from young girls from a social center. So the first piece of the big embroidery was made in Le 19e, and it showed the north of Paris and all the geography which surrounds Le 19e. Also a collaborative piece, because you could embroider your own street and your own house or your own hood. So we loved this idea and we wanted to make the same in Dakar. So we had a young illustrator, Benjamin Monteil. He was born and raised in Dakar and now lives in Brussels. Designed a map of Dakar with all the cultural points of the city. We commissioned this piece named Vibration. We worked with Cécile Ndiaye, French designer, and she's based in Dakar for like a long time. She developed an artistic practice since like 10 years now, and she did a lot of things with the leather also. And that's why we wanted to work with her. So she used recycled leather and recycled wax fabric. She also uses the braiding technique. I like this piece because it's a way of deconstructing the industrial West. And it's a way of regain sovereignty through the artisanal savoir-faire. So it's a very powerful piece for me. The baobab is a tree, a very important tree in the culture of Senegal, and it's also one of the national symbols of the country. And the designer, Célie Rabican, loves to work with the the symbol and the shape of the baobab. We decided to recreate this baobab here in Aubervilliers. And so Célie and Bassirou, they worked with l'Atelier des Métiers. It's a company who work with upcycling and recycling materials. And it's also a way to welcome people, because you see, I'm seated on one of the artwork, and we had the same in Dakar, but much bigger. And so all the children, all the people came and just have fun in that big hand. And it's very symbolic also. This is a collaboration between a visual artist based in Push, Julien Farhad. He's a painter, and he's got this technique with a lot of flashy colors. He loves to paint some animals, but we don't know really which animal it is. And we did this collaboration with Brothers from Senegal. So the idea was to send to Julien in Paris that fabric. It's just cotton. We call it Malikan in Senegal. And Julien did the paintings. And then the paintings came back in Senegal. And then we took 4 of them, and I gave them to Khadija. She's a designer, she's a stylist, and she worked with Embroidered in Dakar, and they made these 4 of it. And then I went to the village of Gaïméré, and we have 200 women, it's only women, and so they did the rest of the pieces. I told them, you are an artist also, you are an artisan, of course, but you can be an artist. So they choose the paintings and they choose what to put in it. So on some of them, you can see the traditional embroideries. Some of them designed just to be around the painting, and others decided to put all they got in mind and art. For example, this is a horse. You can see the village, you can see the daily life, you can see a lot of things that the women are enjoying in the community. And they met at the opening in Dakar, and it was a great moment of emotion because finally Julien discovered all the pieces, and the embroiders also discovered the man behind the paintings. So that was nice.